4-0. And the big news from the men's draw, if you haven't heard, is that Chuang Che-yuan of Chinese Taipei has pulled off an unbelievable result. He has beaten Zhang Jike 4-2. And Jike's pretty miserable season after such a huge season last year continues. So Fang Bo, already seen him in action, as I said, with Zhu in the men's doubles. Looked reasonably sharp there, although he did have a couple of periods in that game where he was making errors. He'll be given a lot less time by Ma Long in this singles encounter. Lin Lizheng, the umpire. Umpire not needing to be neutral when you have two players of the same country involved in a game. And China at the moment here in Chengdu are heading towards all Chinese finals across the board. But there's still possibilities in the men's and women's draws that that could be upset. Handball. Right hand with the regular shake hand Western grip. Reliant on running around the forehand and up against a man who many would believe, or many would tell you, is probably the best player off two wings that the game has ever had. This man in black, Ma Long. Unbelievable looper on both the fore and backhand. Men's quarter-final, Ma Long in the black up against his opponent in the more colourful shirt at the far end of the table, Fang Bo, in a restaging of the 2015 World Championship final, which Ma Long, the world #1, took 4-2 to claim the world title. And here in Chengdu, looking to set another pretty incredible standard by making this another win, which would be his 6th win, but it will be his 4th consecutive win if he can do that. And Ma Long starting this one strongly. Race to 4, remember. Still those questions over Ma Long's suitability for the singles game at the highest level. The Chinese coaches will go right down to the wire, I'm sure, before they select the singles players for Rio. But Ma Long once again is in wonderful form as we head into this Olympic preparation year. But he missed out in London, was considered not mentally tough enough for Olympic singles, and had to confine himself to a gold medal in the team event. And from Fang Bo's point of view, serving now. An interesting start to his career. He was tipped as the next big thing when he cleaned up at the 2009 World Junior Championships, winning every gold medal on offer in his categories. Ma, one of the most successful players in history. Not easy to be successful as a Chinese player. That may sound a strange statement, but such is the production line of talent in that country that the tough job is actually staying in the Chinese team. Once you get to the tournaments, you can win the medals, but actually playing well enough to stay in the Chinese lineup is what keeps them ticking over at such a high level. And he's done that. That incredible run of 35 sets in a row, way back when he was at his peak in 2011, 2012, but he's won 37 major medals. There's Ma Long, and a good few of those golds. Well, you sometimes lose a little bit of character when two players from the same country meet each other and they know each other so well in terms of the game. And this at the moment, a pretty pedestrian lead for Ma Long. 7-2, hasn't had to work for it. And Fang Bo just being moved around at will at the moment. He's having to hit shots from some horrible angles. At last gets reward for a more aggressive backhand. Can't keep it going though. Really tame start to this match. Let's hope Fang Bo can find some form here. So 7 game points for a relatively easy opener for the #1 seed. Gets to pick the colours as the senior player and loves to appear in the black. That's his favourite get-up for the big matches. Still 6 game points available. And injects a little bit of pace in with that final backhand, but that's as easy as it gets, really, at this level. Ma Long not being asked any questions here by Fang Bo, mainly because Ma Long didn't let him do anything in this match, just kept moving him around, and Fang Bo there trying to stay in reasonably close to the table. But that was imperious from Ma Long, and the #1 seed leads 1-0, courtesy of that 11-4. Welcome back. Ma Long starts with a quite beautiful forehand in game 2. He leads his compatriot Fang Bo by 1 game to love, the man that he beat in the World Championship final. And at the moment, giving him a bit of a pasting in this quarter-final here in Chengdu at the Chinese Open. There is not a massive amount to say about this other than Fang Bo is not being allowed into this game. Well, at last he's got a point on the table. You can see how relaxed Ma Long looks about losing these points. Just knows he can then go and put some more pressure on. He's a little bit fortunate there. It's the last thing you need. Fang Bo struggling to get into this match, and then his opponent picks up an edge. But you can't legislate for stuff like that in this game. Just have to accept it and get on with it. He's a man lost at the moment, isn't he? And I just wonder whether playing that doubles match has affected his rhythm into this one, because it is a very different pace. You get a lot more time in doubles. Still relative, of course, at this level, but you have time to construct your shots, whereas Ma Long here is not letting Fang Bo settle on anything. Pretty much in control, isn't he, at the far end? OK, he's missed that one, but he's being very, very calm about this. And more than attacking, he's using his blocking options here against Fang Bo. Fang Bo immediately away from the table. Not quite. So Fang with a couple of decent forehands. Again, back to the routine progression. Everything going Ma Long's way at the moment. Not the best service receive, though, it has to be said, from Fang, so almost got what it deserved. 6 more game points. Takes a little punt on that backhand, but doesn't get near it. Surely just postponing the inevitable here. That being a 2-0 lead for the world number 1. And there it is, Fang Bo with another error. And amidst relatively little celebration, Ma Long moves into a very straightforward 2-0 lead, and in this sort of form, you really can't see Fang Bo working his way back into this match. So for the moment, 11-4, 11-6, Ma Long leads 2-0. Well, plenty of work to be done by that man. Looks a pretty solitary figure down there on the court. Chinese coaches will remain in the stands when it comes to two Chinese players playing against each other. They tend to stay out of the mix. The players deal with their own issues down there. Not a bad learning process to occasionally put your player in that position. I'm sure there'll be plenty of discussion once the match is concluded between coaches and players. But for the moment, not a tremendous amount to talk about. Ma Long's playing pretty steadily. Fang Bo is struggling for any sort of rhythm in this game. Consequently, it's a pretty straightforward scoreline in favour of the world number 1. I think might have just had to nip away for a comfort break here. So Fang Bo had an interesting time of it this year. His singles play has not been as good as he would like it. His doubles play has supported his percentage winning stats, so he's up to 62.5% across all matches. But down in singles, he's on 40% only, which for a man who claimed the silver medal in the World Championships earlier this year is not up to par. And playing against an opponent who is coming back into, once again, a rich vein of form and coming back to the arena as well. Ma Long, winner of the German Open, winner of the Kuwait Open. Some good doubles titles along the way as well, although he's missed out here. Won't be going to the doubles final, lost in the semis earlier. But lost in a very different game to the game that Fang Bo played in. But he's up to 89.7% on his win ratio now. Here's Ma Long. Ma Long then leads this men's quarter-final 2-0 against his compatriot Fang Bo. So difficult to see how Fang Bo can get into this match, because this has been a really good performance all the way through from Ma Long, and Fang Bo has been made to look pretty ordinary, which he isn't. That might help. Early point. So net called, they'll retake the serve. Well, that's exceptional pace from Ma Long. I know he's lost that point, but that was pretty good stuff to get to that forehand and still play it with force. And then the response from Fang, very well manufactured. So is there something in it for Fang? That was a huge hit from Ma Long. Seems to be able to hit with the same kind of power and pace off both wings. Nice. Inside to out. Receive on the backhand. Very much part of the modern game now. Got some good exponents of that receive here at this tournament. Fan Jiandong in particular, really good at it. Long almost just stroking that ball over, paddling it round. Fang Bo trying desperately to find a way into this match. But he's not going to do it if the errors continue, that's for sure. Error-free performances are really achievable. You have to try and reduce those direct errors. Okay, forced errors, that happens, but try and reduce the direct errors. Just like that, going for the backhand receive again, but nibbles the net, goes wide of the table. Just looks so fed up, doesn't he, Fang Bo? This looks like a man that would prefer to be somewhere else. And Ma Long looking to arrange that for him in double quick time. Every time it looks as if he's at least coming back and looking competitive, he just throws another point away. Fang Bo, that is. Ma Long still looking very relaxed about the whole deal. Not away and clear in this one yet. Oh, that's genius. And that's been his tactic in this match. He's done very little attacking. He's tended to feed off Fang Bo's forehand. What a sweet block. Can't be a way back into this match, surely, if Fang Bo goes 3-0 down. Oh, we nearly got a rally there. Beautiful floated push into Fang Bo's forehand, meaning that he's got to do everything. He's got to create all the power, which he does. Hits a great forehand, and he was waiting Ma Long just to feed off that and play it back to an off-balance Fang Bo. Good table tennis from Ma Long, very good control. And another training exercise pushing rally. Results in another point to Ma. And again, whole load of points with which to claim the game. 4 on this one, and takes it first time of asking. And from Fang Bo's point of view, this just isn't good enough. Ma Long controlling, stopping him having any sort of influence on this match. And it is the world #1 that claims a 3-0 lead. 11-4, 11-6, 11-6 is a bit of a thrashing being handed out by Ma Long. Even if a coach was down there with Fang, I'm not sure what he could tell him or how he could help him. Just looks like a man completely lost at the moment. Maybe he wasn't expecting this particular tactic from Ma Long, who has simply stood at the other end of the table and more often than not just acted like a bit of a brick wall and kept blocking the ball back. 3-0 then to the world #1 in black, playing at the far end of the table, Ma Long. And this is a far easier ride than Fang Bo gave him in the World Championship final. And we start with an error. Good serve, but straight into the net from Fang Bo. He can deal with those a lot better than he has. One game away from a place in the semis for Ma Long, and he's being made to work relatively easily in this one. Dear, Fang Bo getting bothered by everything now. A little cheer on the other table and he stops. I think for Fang Bo, there's almost a little bit of embarrassment here, because some of the plays that you're seeing from Ma Long are incredibly basic. That service receive, for instance, that was just play around the back of the ball, counter the spin, drop shot over the net, and Fang Bo's missed the return. Finally, Ma Long opens with a big forehand. This is what he can do, Ma Long. Little push, third ball, but no problem at all on the fifth. A wonderful demonstration, though, of how to control the game by Ma Long. Oh, that wasn't so good. Going for absolutely everything on that line serve, getting absolutely nothing. Warm-up routine on the backhand. Don't worry, Fang, it's not going to last much longer. So net service, they'll replay that point. Well, when he decides to play, when he decides to move, Ma Long is still the most impressive man in the game. He really is so fluid. And Fang Bo has had enough. Oh dear. What his thinking was coming into this match, Fang Bo. Doesn't seem to have had a plan B. And you have to have a plan B. When you're coming in against the big names, you've got to have something to go to. Tried to play the Ma Long hand there with Ma Long attacking, but couldn't get the block on the table. And this is going to be a rapid men's quarter-final. Another little trick shot to get the ball back. Oh dear, well, any slice of luck that there has been in this game has gone all Ma Long's way, but the damage has been done way before that. 8 match points for what would be a complete demolition job on this man. Expected Fang Bo to at least get some sort of result in this match in terms of getting a game or two, but it's not going to happen. Ma Long and Fang Bo play out a very strange quarter-final. Ma Long rarely got out of first gear, and Fang Bo just couldn't seem to play. The result being a very straightforward win for Ma Long. 11-4, 11-6, 11-6, 11-2. Very, very easy for Ma Long for a